Just imagine this. You're a multi-billionaire. You have all the money that you could possibly ever want or need. I'm talking fancy cars, fancy houses, fancy jets, fancy submarines. Everybody looks up to you. You're respected by your colleagues, your friends, your family, even total strangers. You've always had a passion for the Titanic, and for as long as you can remember, you wanted to go down and visit the wreck for yourself, to see it in all of its rubble and glory. And then on one fateful yet tragic day, you found yourself stuck at the bottom of the ocean floor and imminent death was on your doorstep. We now know that, unfortunately, the men that were aboard the Titan have sadly passed away. And before we even get into this video, I would like to just pay my respects to not only those men, but to the families that have lost a father, a brother, and a friend. But for the sake of this video, and to hopefully show you the power of the message behind this video today, I want you to pretend that you are one of these men and that you are still somehow alive, breathing your last few breaths at the bottom of the ocean. As you are being sailed away towards your imminent death and demise, a genie, a magic man, whatever you want to call him, right? This wizard of sorts shows up out of nowhere while you are in your cage cell, and he offers you the deal of a lifetime. He makes you the promise that if you do accept his help, he will bail you out of the situation. He will give you another chance at life. But in return, you need to take on the life of, let's say, somebody far less wealthy than you, far less privileged, somebody that's living a pretty standard, boring, mundane life. Keep in mind, right, you're a multi-billionaire. You've got all this money in the world. You've got cars, you've got women, you've got respect. Your life is pretty set. I mean, you never know what these people are going through, but according to the surface level of things, life is pretty darn good for you. Tell me honestly, if you were at the bottom of the ocean on the Titan, as those men were, and you were given this magical opportunity, what would you do? And honestly, I'm not even going to give you the opportunity to pause this video and give me an answer, because I know what your answer would be. You would, without hesitation, without blinking for a split second, jump on that opportunity to get another shot at life. You would give up everything, all the money and power that you owned, so that you could just see the sun one more time, so that you could be rescued from that hull and that coffin at the bottom of the ocean, so that you could hug your loved ones one more time and enjoy another home-cooked meal with your family. In short, you would be ecstatic about the prospect of taking on a totally boring, normal, and mundane existence, simply because that existence gave you the opportunity to live again. And if what we are saying is true, and it is the truth, then my question for you today, watching this video, is simply, why are you spending your current life, the one life that you have been given to live, being so miserable and so ungrateful because you haven't made it to where you want to be yet? Because life's unfair and I'm not super rich yet. I'm not super attractive. I haven't got the body I want. I haven't got the relationship I want. My life is not where I want it to be. You spend all your time chasing the superficial successes of life, the money, the fame, the women, the cars, the boats. You chase all of this stuff. Meanwhile, you know deep down in the back of your mind that the real things in life, the happiness in life, isn't achieving the successes. It's not becoming super rich, super successful. As much as you are born and raised to believe it is, you know deep down that it's not the answer. So why are you so fervently chasing the superficiality of life when you very well know that those things aren't really going to make you happy, at least in the long run? As sad and tragic as this recent event has been, it is a blessing in disguise for the people that are watching this video today. You that have a life to live and you get to take your next breath. The story clearly highlights and reminds us of what is truly important in this life. And as we've said, no, it's not the money, it's not the fame, it's not the cars. It's simply living. It's being as present and aware and involved in the current moment that you have been gifted, that you are lucky enough to live through. It's about appreciating what you do currently have. And if we're sticking to the hypothetical situation in our story, assuming those men are still alive and at the bottom of the sea, those 5 men would give absolutely anything to be where you are right now. But here's the thing, right? It's honestly no good for us to sit here watching this video thinking to ourselves, well, yeah, I'm grateful, I guess, like, phew, lucky me. It's no good to say, oh, poor people, would hate to be them today, if we aren't going to honor them and take the lesson that we can learn from this situation in order to remind ourselves that we should be grateful today. We should be happy to be alive. So then I guess the question becomes, well, if money doesn't make us happy, fame doesn't make us happy, all these external things and signifiers don't make us happy, then what really does make a person happy? Well, luckily for you, because I know you're lazy, I've taken the time out to research, in my opinion, what is the 4 most important aspects of living a happy life. And I'm going to share them with you in this video today. Having ambition is a good thing. And that even though I've been shitting all over having fancy cars and success and fame in this video, that doesn't mean that those things should not be pursued, because life is about enjoying the splendors in every single way. And if that means driving a nice car, having a beautiful home, really enjoying the hard-earned money that you do make, right? That's important too. And I truly believe that, especially as a young man watching this video, a large portion of your happiness will come from setting meaningful goals, meaningful steps towards achieving those goals, and then taking action to achieving it. But, and this but is so incredibly important, but you need to remember that appreciating what you have, taking the time to sit in your current situation, no matter what's going on, right? No matter what is happening, and really being thankful for what you have and enjoying the current moment of your life. Because right now is the only moment you will ever get. And just like it was for those millionaires, the moment may be your very last, and you never know when that moment is coming. Firstly, and arguably most importantly, gratitude. Because when you feel grateful for something, anything, it is literally and physically impossible to be unhappy. Gratitude has been proven time and time again. I won't even bore you with the stats, but science has shown so many times that gratitude literally combats depression, right? It is your first line of defense in dealing with stress, anxiety, worry, sadness. Gratitude could literally be the game changer that you need to start implementing right now. So right now, bro, tell me what you're grateful for. I'll literally wait. Think of one thing, and it doesn't have to be this large, grand gesture, right? That's where people get it wrong. They think they have to be grateful for their huge career or their fancy car. Again, you're falling into the trap of superficiality. Think about something small you're grateful for. Think about the fact that right now you're wearing a comfortable piece of clothing that somebody might not have. Think about the fact that you get to live in a home that is safe and that is comfortable and that is filled with people you love. And that's more of a big thing, but you get my point. Start small and realize that there is always, and I mean always, a reason to smile and a reason to be grateful. But it's no good being grateful right now and then forgetting about it, because you'll be sad again tomorrow. So I really encourage you to make this a daily practice. And there's no better way to do that than by starting a gratitude journal. And all you got to do is literally take a book and literally every morning and every night, just jot down 3 things that you are grateful for, and watch your whole life literally transform right in front of your eyes. Another nice thing that I like to do actually is when I start my day, I start with 3 things that I'm grateful for. And at the end of the day, I actually go through each event of my day and I try to almost act as though I'm an award show presenter and I'm giving the award to best moments of the day, to whatever event I deem to be the best moment, right? And the nice thing is that you will find an event that you are most grateful for. But as you did this process of thinking through your day, pretty quickly you'll start to realize that, wow, my day actually wasn't as bad as I made it out to be. There was a lot to be grateful for today. Give it a bash. Second tip that I have for you today is to apply an incredible concept known as savoring. Think of when you savor a meal, right? It means that you are so engulfed and so involved and in the moment of chewing the food and smelling it, and you're just there, right? You're not like scrolling like Instagram, you're not watching TV and the food is just flying in your mouth. You're actually savoring the flavors. You're feeling every bit of the experience. And savoring is simply that. Just taking a moment in every moment to remind yourself that right now, you need to be enjoying the experience that's happening before you. Because the truth is, you only get it once. And so no matter where you are, whether you're in the park, going for a walk, having a conversation with a friend, watching an amazing show, remind yourself constantly to savor that moment, to think about your 5 senses. What can I see? What can I smell? What can I hear? How does this make me feel, right? When you start to savor things, life starts to favor you. Wow, that's a great quote, bro. Gee. Coming up with bangers today. What was that again? When you start to save a life, life starts to favor you. Damn, bro. Please, somebody write that down. That's a brilliant quote. Wow, I'm proud of myself today. I'm savoring the moments of this genius. I'm also full of shit if you couldn't tell that already. Another great way to practice savoring is the act of meditation. And you may have heard about this so many times, and you should be practicing meditation. If you're not, bro, what are you doing? Start meditating. But a simple way is to actually just get an app called Medito, totally free. It's guided meditations. And if you want your boy himself to explain how to meditate really the best way possible, I've done a video on it and you can see it right over there. Thirdly, prioritize your relationships. Relationships are everything. And if you've ever watched The Walking Dead before, you'll realize this firsthand, that when everything falls to shit, when the world is being overrun by zombies, or if you're at the bottom of the ocean in a submarine waiting to die, you'll realize pretty quickly in that moment that it's the people in your life that are truly the most valuable things. And once they are gone, they can never be recovered. I mean, think about the Titanic, right? It's all about the love that these two people had for each other. No matter whether that necklace gets yeeted into the ocean or this huge multi-million-dollar ship collapses and all these rich snobby people go down with it, those people spent their last dying moments holding their family close. Those millionaires or billionaires in the Titan were not spending their last moments thinking about their boat or thinking about how much they're going to miss their house or their car. They were thinking about the fact that they'll never see their kids smile again, that they'll never get to tell their wives that they love them. And that is truly, truly devastating. Don't let that be you, bro. Don't let that be you. So in terms of actionable steps, I don't need to tell you, right? You know what to do. Make plans with the friends that you haven't seen for like months now, right? Call your mom, bro. Like, call your mom if you aren't living with your parents anymore and tell them that you love them. You know, just pick up the phone and call a relative today or send them a message, as small as a message, just saying, I love you and I'm thinking about you and I'm grateful to have you in my life. And not only will those people like have their hearts melted, but you'll be pretty happy too, because this is an actual step to happiness. Because as a wise man once said, success means nothing when you have nobody left to share it with. And lastly, and honestly, something that really doesn't get brought up as much as it should be brought up as a practice, something you can actually do, right? We all see this thing as like this wishy-washy, woo, it's a wuza, it's a wazi, it's a fugazi, right? If you know that reference, you're a G. But we don't see this as something you can practice, but you really can. And I'm talking about the practice of kindness. Being kind to other people. In my own personal life philosophy, I honestly believe that we are all here primarily to help each other grow, to be good to each other, to serve other people. And the best part about kindness is that science literally shows you do not need to show grand gestures of kindness. You don't need to donate all your life savings to a charity to feel good, right? Science actually says the opposite. You should focus on small acts of kindness, little, easy, and effortless things that you can do right now, but you choose not to do it. It's those little things that will bring you the most amount of joy. Simply buying a 5 Rand chocolate for somebody you love today. Paying somebody a compliment that you genuinely mean, right? Nice dress. You look so good today. Little things like that on a consistent basis. It's like a never-ending supply of happiness. So why aren't you being more kind? And why aren't you being intentional about your kindness? And before we end this video, I'd like to make one final point for all of the trolls on the internet right now making fun of this whole situation, right? It's all good and well to make jokes. Sometimes lightening the situation, as I did earlier in the video, is a good thing, and it kind of brings light to an otherwise tragic event. There are some people out there right now that are saying that these people somehow deserved what was coming to them simply because they were wealthy and because they were billionaires and because they could afford this voyage. And to those people I say, there are literally families out there mourning the loss of somebody they loved, the same way you would have mourned the loss of somebody you loved, rich or poor. You would have been absolutely devastated if that was somebody you knew. And just because people are billionaires and just because they have money, whether they acquired that wealth fairly or otherwise, does not give you the right to deem their death acceptable. Because at the end of the day, my friend, you and I, we're all human beings. We all have flaws. We all make mistakes. Doesn't matter what end of the track we're on, right? We all go through heartbreak. We all go through success. We all go through suffering. And you honestly never know what somebody is going through. One of those billionaires that was on the Titan may have had everything physically. He may have had the house, the wife, the money, but maybe he was battling demons in his own way. You don't know these things. And for you to go on the internet now and proclaim the self-righteousness that these men somehow got what they deserved, it's just a horrible way to live your life. And I truly discourage you from doing such shallow-minded things. Like we said in the previous point, practice some kindness, practice some humility, and realize that if you were in a different situation, if you were in their shoes, living a different life, if you had come across billions of dollars and you thought to yourself one day, hey, it would be a great idea to go see the Titanic, what could go wrong? You could have just as easily ended up in that situation with the whole world making fun of your death. How would you feel if that was you? As the old Stoic Roman philosophy goes, memento mori, my friend. Realize that you truly do only get this one life to live, as far as we know. So make sure that that life is truly spectacular, and make sure that it is one that has as little regrets as humanly possible.